Hello, hello, my fellow crafters. Today I'll show you how I created these three grungy looking cards using my favorite, Vellum. If you haven't been here before, I love working with Vellum. I love experimenting and doing different things. And you're in for a treat if you haven't seen my Vellum videos before. They're also very quick and easy to recreate. All you're going to need is a 3D embossing folder. I am using a few different ones today. This one on the screen came with my new die cutting machine, and I ran this vellum. This one is an iridescent vellum that I have from Fawn, and I ran it through just like the machine says to do. The machine is Spellbinders, the folder is Spellbinders, so it works beautifully, like no problem. And then you just score it in half. This one is the Spellbinders folders. I love them because they are actually a card size. So you just run half a sheet, a letter size sheet, and it embosses front and back. And then I did a bunch of die cutting off screen to save some time. Here you can see that I die cut out of regular white cardstock, pearl cardstock, and also glitter white cardstock. And I just I got to see which one I like the best. But I'm not actually showing or counting this as a card. This is just a trial run. I also die cut a bunch of other ovals from this die set, also by Spellbinders, just so I can put them on the inside, and it will cover the area that you would write on the card. Also, the area in the back where you can stamp your sentiment, your made by sentiment, if you want to. So all you need to do is have like four, it could be four rectangles, four squares, four circles, anything that's easier for you, but you need four of them. And you're gonna I'm using dry adhesive because that doesn't warp the vellum. So you put some double-sided adhesive on the back. You could use glue if you want to, but then it warps a little bit. It takes a while to dry, and this is just faster. So you press it down very well to make sure that it's adhered. Remove the backing and put it down where you want it. Usually I do it in the center, but you see on the yellow card that I did it off center to follow the pattern of the embossing. And you can decorate this however you want. So at the front, you put it where you want it. This one has the frame, the cloud frame from Wallflower. I've been dying to use this one, and the little die cutting machine wouldn't run it. So yeah, that's why I'm using it to make the test. So I'm just running a very, very fine line of glue and spreading it around with the tip of the bottle, and then putting it down, put some weights on it, let it dry. This one didn't warp at all because, as I've shown you before, I really don't do much glue. I do the least amount I can, and that is enough to hold it all. Once it's dry, I'm going to do the same thing on the inside because the vellum is see-through. You can see and line it up, no problem whatsoever, but then I'm going to change it. So I'm using this one with the frame only for the front part, right, outside and inside, and then I'm going to change the oval for the other two sections. This is going to reinforce your vellum, make sure that it stays sturdy and it stands upright, no problem. I'll show you on the pictures at the end. So you line it up. It's gonna work. I didn't measure anything, and it just worked. You line it up and you pick it up with the back section of your card, and then you can see through, and you can line up the other one behind that one. It just hides the adhesive well. Depending on the color that you use, you wouldn't need this, but I like that it also reinforces the card structure, as I said before. I did learn this from Jennifer Maguire. If you haven't seen Jennifer Maguire, she is a card genius. Go check out her channel. She's brilliant. But I'm going to show you a few different things today. So if you don't have a specialty, cardstock like I'm using on this trial run. Right? All you need is those 4 panels, a sentiment, and that's it. You have a card. You can do that for any occasions all through the year, but I need to build up my um, Christmas and holiday stock stash. Sorry. So I'm gonna actually make a few of them as Christmas cards. So this is the vellum I'm using. This one is from Simon Says Stamp. I'm gonna have it listed on the information box. And for each one of these panels, again, it's just half a sheet, and I'm gonna just run an ink pad through it all over, make sure that all the areas are covered. You don't need to use a brush. I mean, if you want a very light color, do it, but it gets messy. Just I put some paper on my desk to make sure because I knew it was going to get messy. Um, Make sure that you're covering all the areas. If you put the paper in the back, you can also see where you missed and go and fill it in. That yellow, believe it or not, was the lightest yellow I had. I wanted to make some of them, one of them at least, with a lighter color, but that didn't work. And this is a red from Altenew. I'll try to have the colors linked. But the other two are darker colors. They are more intense colors. And the last one is a teal, a very dark teal. And these are like older Altenew inks. So I don't know if they actually are available, but if you have them in your stash like me, you can use them, right? That's what they're here for. So I'm just making sure that all the areas are covered. What's going to happen when it dries is it's going to curl up very bad. I'm going to show you because the inks are water based and you have to wait. It takes a while to dry. I did this one day. The next day I came to pick it up and there was still like an excess kind of puddle up on top that wasn't dry. So I should have like soaked it up, use a paper towel or something to pick up the excess. I didn't do that, so my fingers got a bit messy, but that's okay. Messy fingers, it's part of the process sometimes. But this is how they looked the next day, right? Uh, it's okay, it's not a problem. The 3D embossing folder is going to take care of that. I just want you to see that you can actually change the color of your vellum. You don't need to buy specialty vellum to do this. So these are the other embossing folders I'm using. This one is also from Spellbinders. Again, it's a bigger one. I'm using this one from Simon Says Stamp as well. That one is smaller, and this one is another one from Spellbinders. And they're all the same thing, so I'm gonna show you doing all of them, but it's all the same thing. You can choose which side you want to use. It will be kind of slightly lighter on one side, the side that you didn't put the ink on, because it's not really transparent, so it looks slightly lighter. But because I really used intense colors, I don't see much of a difference. And once I run it through, I'm going to show it to you, but I actually love both sides. I love how both sides look. You could do inking techniques to make those patterns pop even more, but I just left them the way they were. I'm going to add a tiny bit of gold ink later. See, on the camera, you can see so well where the ink is still not dry because it looks way darker. But in person, I couldn't. Look at this. It's gorgeous, front and back. So you can use either side as your front. The other side will be the inside, right? Because we're going to fold it in half. And it also flattened when you run it through. Now, in person, I didn't see cracking at all. When I took the pictures, then I could see it. So I don't like to spray vellum with water, but maybe you could spray it with a little bit of alcohol and get the same results. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe it would be useful. So for this embossing folder, because it's smaller, I'm folding it in half. lining up the pattern, folding the back of the excess of the paper behind the folder, because my die cutting machine is not that big. If yours is that big, you can run it through um, with the paper open over the platform. That's okay. But mine is narrower, so I had to do this. The machine is brand new, so I have no marks left. I have nothing wrong behind it. And this one, I had to adapt. I had to run it with a couple different plates to figure out which one worked. This one worked for me, but it was a bit loose, so it didn't have that much pressure. But also, I got no cracking, which was good. And it didn't straighten, it didn't flatten the paper. So I had to roll it up. These are the secrets, isn't it? I had to roll it up the other way around to see if it would flatten a little bit. And I had to do it a couple of times, but that took care of it. And it doesn't flatten the pattern as you were fiddling, as you're folding and whatnot. It really doesn't mess up with the pattern, especially because of the vellum. Once you run it through, those marks are kind of permanent. You might lose a bit of the dimension, but it kind of indents through the vellum. I don't know the best way to phrase it, but you're gonna have those marks there permanently. What I could have done on this one would be run it through twice, front and back, but I did the front first, and I was afraid of trying to do the back and it flattening the front and messing it up. So I didn't do that. But if you do it, start with the back, because if it flattens the back a little bit, it's not a big problem. And then you run it through to get the pattern on the front. It looks gorgeous, but I just couldn't leave them the way they are. So I added a little bit of metallic ink to each one of them. It in person you can see well, on the video not as much, and because I don't have all of my tools here, I don't have the best kind um, of brushes, I guess, to use on them at the moment. So I use those finger daubers, and they were not great for this at all. I think ideally I would have to use one of those rolls, the very sturdy ones, kind of the Tim Holt ones, run them through the metallic inks, because then you get the detail only, the gold only on the top surface of the raised areas. And that would have been nice. But I don't hate the way it looks. To me, it looks grungy, especially on the teal one. So I used it the same way. You see that it's not perfect at all, that it's spilled to the recessed parts and recessed areas as well. But I kind of dig it. I like the way it looks. So I'm just going to show you very quickly how I assembled each one of them. I let them dry as well. Once you put those inks on top, they are not dyeing, so they take a while to dry. So I did give them time. I'm just editing it out of the video. And then I die cut this shape 4 times. The detail one I die cut out of gold once. I'm just gonna layer all of them together. For this one, I'm just using liquid glue because it doesn't warp that much. The metallic cardstock is very heavyweight, very sturdy. And then I'm gonna give it a minute to dry. I'm gonna add that dry adhesive, the double-sided adhesive, on the back of everything. Just remove the protection layer and put it down, press it down a little bit. Don't worry about using your bone folder and pressing it down, as long as you don't run it through the areas where you're not adding the central piece. It will flatten the centerpiece that is behind it, so no one will see it. It's okay. Just press it down with a bone folder, and it's gonna stay stuck in place. It's not gonna move. It's not gonna go anywhere. But if you feel that you don't trust it, by all means, add a few dots. Just don't add too much glue. That's what I'm trying to say. We add a few dots here and there, spread the glue a little bit, and give it some time to dry. You can see that once you open this one, you can actually see almost nothing, no sign from it on the inside. So this is a card, if you use a very dark, very intense color, you could get away with only using those panels like front and inside. You wouldn't have to use it on like all fours. But I think that I like it being sturdy, and it makes it feel, I don't know, like more solid in your hand, less floppy. I guess maybe that's the word. And then I'm just going to do what I did on the other ones with these three. But you could do so many different techniques and so many different things with these. And except for the poinsettia 3D embossing folder that I'm using on this video, the other ones, you could use them all year round for any and every occasion that you think. So you can make birthday cards, wedding. I think it would look so gorgeous for like wedding anniversary or weddings, depending on the colors that you use, you know. And as always, you can add as much or as little as you want. You could just add the 4 panels and a sentiment to the front, like I show you on the test run that we did in the beginning, but you can add a lot, like I'm going to do to a few of these. I think it's actually this one, the poinsettia one, is the one that I added the most. But the other ones, it was mostly the sentiment. And again, folks, you know me, I love dice. I gravitate a lot around dice. That's my jam. But you don't have to use dice at all on your cards. If you have stamps, use your stamps. Use what you have on your stash. You don't need to do like exactly what I'm doing. But again, I do copy other people's cards as well if I have no inspiration and no mojo. So if you do want to copy, there's no problem. Please do. I'm adding these gold bubbles. I'm going to have them listed as well to the center of my poinsettias. And I added some leaves, the sentiment, and I'm calling this done. My sentiment, I did use vellum on the back. Now this one, the circle with the gold detail, I can't really link it because it's a node die from the works. I have a lot of dies from the works in my stash, and they didn't have names, and they don't sell those dies anymore. But I'll see if I can find something else that is similar and suggest it. If I can, I will. I did post a similar card, kind of a similar idea, on my Instagram the other day. I might suggest what's on that one. In case you're on Instagram, you can see it. So I just added a happy birthday sentiment, a few butterflies, and it's done. The first one, just a sentiment. So you can do whatever you want. You can create so much with this. I hope this is an idea that you like and that it's useful for you. Create something beautiful today. Have fun. See you soon. Bye.